Okay guys, so continue tayo dito sa movement of water through soil or that is soil permeability. So pag sinabi nating permeability, so ibig sabihin pwedeng makapass through or makaflow yung water dun sa soil natin. Okay? So yun. No? Bakit importante na kailangan i-study yung soil permeability, no? Kasi yung soil, alam natin yung soil may mga voids yan di ba? May mga voids yan. So ibig sabihin yung water pwede siyang makaflow from points of high energy down to low energy. Okay? So importante siya lalo na, no? For example, application niya, pumping of water sa underground construction, no? As long as ma-include na mga seepage pores, importante na malaman natin yung soil permeability. Okay? Stability ng dams, no? Tsaka yung mga earth retaining walls, no? So, kailangan natin ng study ng soil permeability doon. Okay? So, anyway, yung soil permeability na yan, considering ito na, meron tayo ditong soil specimen, then at point 1 tsaka point 2. Then meron tayong dalawang piezometer. Ito yung mga open standpipe natin ha. Yung ito. Piezometer. So yung piezometer natin or that is open standpipe, no? So, at point 1, nilagyan natin ng piezometer yan. At point 2, nilagyan natin ng piezometer. So, since meron tayong direction ng flow dito, ito yung direction ng flow. Okay? So, paglagay natin ng piezometer dyan, so since may water na nag-flow dito along the soil specimen natin, so, aakyat yung tubig pataas, no? Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na pressure head, no? So, ganun din dito. So, aakyat yan pataas. Na okay ba? So, I hope clara yan, no? So, meron siyang pressure head at this point. So, yung difference nung elevation nung water na to, dito sa piezometer natin, that is just labeled as H. Okay? Then, yung L natin, yan yung parallel to the direction of flow. Okay? Parallel to the direction of flow. So, dapat ito is parallel to the direction of flow. Okay? So, hindi yung horizontal distance nung point 1 and 2. Hindi ito. No? Mali pag ito yung ginamit mong L, mali yan. No? Dapat pag nag-solve ka ng ganitong problem, yung L mo is yung parallel to the direction of flow. Okay? So, ganun yan. So, cancel ko lang to. So, meron tayong there's a law. So, yung formula niya lang is madali lang. No? We have velocity equals nung coefficient of permeability or the hydraulic conductivity. Okay. Times nung hydraulic gradient, yung I. So, bali dito sa I, makukuha mo yung I gamit yung formula na to. Okay? Yung H lang, all over yung length. Basta tandaan mo lagi yung length, okay? Yung length must be always parallel to the direction sa flow. Okay? So, ganun ha. So, yung velocity dito that is called as the theoretical velocity or the discharge velocity. Okay? So, yung K dyan, yan yung coefficient of permeability. Actually, yung coefficient of permeability na yan, based yan dito sa graph. No? Ito yung variation ng hydraulic gradient. versus yung velocity. Okay? So, yung x natin is the hydraulic gradient, yung y-axis natin, yan yung velocity. So, pag i-plot mo yung graph nila, so, makakuha ka ng linear, no? Okay? Linear siya, pero gradually increase, no? So, nag-i-increase siya gradually. So, yung part dito, this is under zone 1. And yung flow dito is just laminar flow. So, at this point, no? So, linear siya. At that point. Then, pagdating niya dito, so, almost, nag-start na siyang mag-transition. So, this is zone 2. And ito yung transition zone. Okay? So, parang design lang, diba? Pero yung ina-assume natin dito na almost linear lang, no? Ini-equal na lang yung ito. Yung ito tsaka yung linear niya, no? Pag i-project mo yan linear, halos pareho na lang, no? So, halos linear na lang din yung zone 1 tsaka yung zone 2. Then, ayun na, no? Hindi na talaga siya mag-linear dito sa zone 3. Which is turbulent yung flow natin. Okay? So, yun yung basihan niya. Okay, no? So, mostly sa soil, mostly ng soil, no? So, most of the soil, laminar yung flow natin, no? Mostly of the soil. Pero dito is, pag dito sa turbulent na part is, minsan pag mga rocks na, yung mga gravel, yung mga ganun, yung mga bato, no? Kasi pag diba, pag rocks, pag ano mo yan, itambak mo yan, ang laki ng voids eh. Ibig sabihin, pag may flow na tubig dyan, turbulent talaga, no? Sobrang bilis. Pero pag dito sa mostly soil, like, yung mga sand, no? Yung mga sand, silt and clay. So, ang hina nung pag-sip nung water dun, no? So, kaya, inassume dito na yung velocity, okay, yung velocity is just approximately equal to I. Kasi mostly of the soil. Okay? Kaya yung velocity, so para mawala yung alpha na to, so naglagay ng equals K, na? Kaya na-derive yung Darcy's law, na? Formula. Okay? So, yung constant of proportionality niya, ito yung constant of proportionality. So, that is also called as the coefficient of permeability. Kasi we are talking about flow ng water, no? Okay? So, I hope klaro kung bakit ganito yung formula. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na actual velocity. So, since actual siya, kasi kinikonsider na natin yung total voids. No? Yung total voids. Kasi may solid yan eh. So, bali kinikonsider natin ngayon yung porosity. Okay? So, yung actual velocity, that is also called as the seepage velocity. And, so it's just equal nung theoretical velocity ni Darcy law divided by the porosity. And yung porosity, andun yan sa soil properties na formula, na? We have E over 1 plus E. And we have also what we call as the flow rate. flow rate is just area times nung velocity. So since yung velocity dito is, di ba, area times velocity. So since yung velocity natin dito is in terms of Ki, so substitute lang natin yan, Ki. So meron tayong formula for flow rate, that is Q equals nung cross-sectional area. Okay? Yung cross-sectional area must be perpendicular. Okay? Perpendicular sa direction of flow. So kung ito yung direction of flow, so ito yung perpendicular niya, so dapat ito yung area na i-consider mo. Okay ba? Klaro ba? So I hope klaro yan. So bali yan no? Kasi perpendicular siya sa direction of flow. Okay. So we have also formula for critical hydraulic gradient. So nangyayari to pag yung effective stress mo due to upward flow is 0. So di ko na i-derive yan. So diretso na tayo sa formula. So we have the specific gravity minus 1 over 1 plus the void ratio, or we have the saturated unit weight minus the unit weight of water divided by the unit weight of water. So ganun lang yung critical hydraulic gradient. Then pag hahanapin yung coefficient of permeability, so meron yung general na formula. So pero mostly sa problem binibigay. So pero hindi binigay, so probably yung ibibigay niya yung absolute viscosity, yan yung K-abs, or the viscosity of water, yan yung N. And we have the density of water. So pag yung tatlong na yan binigay sa problem, ibig sabihin ikaw yung co-compute nung coefficient of permeability. Okay ba? I hope klaro yan. So far meron tayong ganyan na mga formulas, no? So madali pa sa utak yan. Ayan, no? So meron din tayong tinatawag na meron din tayong aside sa formula na to, meron din tayong laboratory determination of the coefficient of permeability. And so since may laboratory, may site din, no? So sa site, ito naman yung formula, okay? So we have also the site determination of the coefficient of permeability. So ito naman yung mga process para makuha natin yung coefficient of permeability sa site. Okay? Explain ko yan mamaya. Okay ba? So I hope klaro yan, ha? So meron tayong laboratory, meron tayong sa site. Okay. So punta ako dito sa laboratory determination of K. So ayan, no? So meron tayong constant head test tsaka fouling head test. Okay? So ito yung dalawang standard na laboratory tests that are used to determine yung hydraulic conductivity ng soil. Okay? So probably ito yung typical na arrangement niya. Meron tayong soil specimen, then nagipalaman na siya sa porous na stone, no? Yung black one. Okay? Then gina-add na to ng water, then hayaan na to nga mag-flow ang water din niya, no? So pag flow na sa water, so gina-collect na to ang water na, no? So ang volume na to makolekta na, that is V, no? So ang formula anyway sa constant head test is just volume. Okay? We have the volume of water collected at the graduated cylinder. Ito yan. So muna siya nga itong compute. Next is ang length sa soil specimen. Okay? Ang L. So muna siya. So there is a figure is muna nga distance. Okay? So kanila nga distance. Kana lang nga distance. Okay? So we have also H, yan yung constant head, no? So muna siya, no? So gikan sa water surface upstream, then there is a downstream na side. Okay? So muna ang H. So constant head difference between the inlet and outlet. And we have also the cross-sectional area of the soil specimen. So kaning diri na. So since mo ning direction sa flow, so mo ning ato ang gusto ko ako na area. So kana area. Okay? So murag ingon ani. So mo ni siya ang cross-sectional area of the soil specimen. And we have the duration of the water connection. So yan, no? So ginatayman natin na siya. Ginatayman natin na. So okay, pwede po ni mo ni siya i-derive na formula actually. So i-derive nato siya, no? Diba natay formula for the flow rate, that is just area times the velocity. And by using the Darcy law, where velocity is k times nung I, okay? And then kabaluta ang I, yeah, yung hydraulic gradient is just h over the length. And we all know yung flow rate, di ba? Mostly yung formula, yung unit niya is cubic meter per second or cubic centimeter per second, depende, no? Pero makita nimo by unit na nasa ay cubic meters in volume, di ba? So ibig sabihin volume, then seconds is in time. So yung QDI is volume over time, okay ba? So volume over time, so we have volume over the time, and then we have area K, then H over L. So therefore, kung gusto na ito kaon ang K, so therefore, kung gusto na ito kaon ang K, okay? So therefore, we have the volume times the length all over, arrange ko na lang, no? H times yung area times nung time, okay? So we have this formula in solving for the constant head test. Okay? So I hope that's clear. No? I hope that's clear. Okay. So next is we have the falling head test. Okay? Ang nga pala, no? So yung constant head test is most commonly applicable siya for paano ba? Salt and clay, no? Hindi. Constant. Ito yung sa salt and clay, most commonly. And then, ito yung most commonly sand and gravel. Okay? Or this is sand and gravel, so coarse grain soil, while yung falling head test is mostly salt and clay, no? Fine grain soil. So anyway, basta dito is mas malaki yung voids sa constant head, while dito sa falling head is mas maliit yung mga voids niya na ng soil. So yung formula lang, so yung setup ng falling head test is parang ganito, no? Meron tayong ganun pa rin, no? Meron tayong soil specimen, then that is sandwich dun sa porous stone, no? Then meron tayong standpipe, then we put water here, then let the water flow, okay, until it come out. Yan, no? So yung soil specimen natin, that is cylindrical, so ganun pa rin. So this will be the area of the soil specimen. So yung formula niya in solving for the coefficient of hydraulic conductivity, or coefficient of permeability or the hydraulic conductivity is just yung length, okay? Length nung soil specimen natin, which is ito yan. No? Ito yung soil specimen natin. So, the length of the soil specimen divided by the time elapsed, di ba? Time elapsed. Ito. Time elapsed for head to change from H1 to H2. So, yung time na i-cover niya dito. Yan yung time. Okay? So, from point 1 to point 2. Kasi bababa yung tubig at that time. No? So, ganun yan. No? Then, yung A dito na maliit, that is the cross-sectional area of the pipe. And we have the cross-sectional area of the soil. And then, we have the initial head. No? So, ito yung initial head. And we have the final head, which is this one. So, makikita mo dito na H1 is always greater than the final head. No? Common sense lang din yan. So, anyway, tandaan mo na lang yung formula na to. So, we have VL over hat. And then, lata. Parang lata. Okay? L over time times A divided by A. Natural logarithm ng H1 all over the H2. So, I hope klaro ako dito. I hope klaro ako dito. So, we have also other formulas in solving for the value of the hydraulic conductivity. So, for Loos-Piltersen, so we use the Allen-Sazin formula. That is just 100 times the effective diameter divided raised to power of squared. And if you want to bali sa problem, or we want to know the relationship between the void ratio and the coefficient of permeability, so meron tayong dalawang option. We use Cousin-Kármán equation or Casagrande equation. So ito naman yung mga formula niya for K1 divided by K2. So bali dito dalawang sample, no? Kasi meron siyang dalawang coefficient of permeability, yung K1 tsaka K2. Okay? So, dalawang sample. So, K1 over K2 is just equal to A1, di ba? Parang porosity lang to no? Pero hindi siya porosity kasi naka-cube yung A1. So, A1 cube all over 1 plus A1 all over A2 cube all over 1 plus A2. And for Casagrande equation, we have K1 all over K2 equals A1 squared all over A2 squared. Ayan, no? Next is the site determination of K. Okay, so we have two methods in solving for coefficient of permeability at site. No? Either we use yung unconfined. Dito is unconfined to. Unconfined layer. Bali, ito yan. Unconfined permeable layer. Ayan, so naglalagay tayo ng wheel. Yan ito. Ito yung wheel natin. Okay, so dyan tayo mag-drawn out ng water. And then, using confined aquifer. Okay? Yan. So anyway, meron tayong method 1. Una is using without auxiliary observation well. So, walang well. Dito sa pangalawang method 2, is we use auxiliary observation well. Ito yan. Okay? Okay, parang ano mo to no? Dito may makita yung water. So, dito nagdagdag ka ng observation well. Okay, auxiliary lang yan ha. Auxiliary. So, auxiliary observation well. So, ito yung setup niya. Okay? So, yung distance nung observation well, so we have R2 tsaka R1 respectively. So, mas malayo yung R1 kaysa sa R2. So, R1 is always greater than R2. Okay? So, huwag kayong mawala dyan. So, anyway, yung importante lang naman dito, madali naman din itong tandaan. Yung kailangan mo lang makita dito is yung difference ng formula. Okay? Yung kaibahan is ito. Dito wala. No? Walang H. No? Wala siya. So, kasi yung H dito, yan yung height nung confined aquifer. Okay? So, pag walang confined aquifer or unconfined permeable layer, so ito yung formula na gagamitin natin in solving for the coefficient of permeability. It's just the flow rate times nung natural logarithm ng R1 divided by R2 all over yung pi H1 squared minus H2 squared. Okay? And when there is a confined aquifer, so ito yung setup niya. So ito naman yung formula. So nagdagdagan lang ng 2H, din nawala lang yung square dito sa H1 at H2. Yun lang yung nangyari. Nawala lang yung squared. So ito nawala ta. Then nagdagan siya ng 2 tsaka H. Ito yung nadagdag. Tsaka nawala yung exponent niya. So, okay. So, I hope yan lang, no? So, yung mga variable na yan, makikita mo din dito sa setup nung figure. So, anyway, in problem, may figure talaga yan. No? Or kung wala mang figure, sasabihin niya yung mga value ng R1 tsaka R2. Ganun, no? So, anyway, I think nabivisualize niya din yung ano niya. No? So, syempre, pag mag-pump ka, so magdo-draw down talaga yung water dyan. Sige, so solve na tayo ng problem sa next na video. Anyway, explain ko pa to further sa next na video. Yung site determination tsaka yung laboratory determination. Okay, yun lang guys. So, see you in the next video. Thank you.